to the good days.
Hello. Well, hey team, welcome back. Possibly having a deja vu here. Only this time I'm off out for the entire weekend down to Thüringer Wald. Now we did the route that we rode up to here was exactly the same as the last trip out, so that's hence the why I didn't film it. If you want to see what that route's like, then check the video out at the top here. So from now on we're heading down sort of southeast down to Thüringer Wald for 2 days.
Wish you the best and say goodbye.
So we are in and around the area of Hessen now, heading down to Thüringer Wald. Now our next stop is going to be at some sort of a castle where you can walk up to the top of the mountain, sort of 1.5 kilometers, have a sort of a guided tour of a museum and whatnot that's up there. But not everybody's sure if they're gonna do it or not. I've been there many times before. For you guys it'd probably be nice if I could bother my ass to get up there and film some of it. But for those that don't want to go, we're going to be chucking a group together and blasting off to the hotel for beers and chips, which could be slightly more appealing. Also got rained on this morning. It was pretty moist, so another good reason not to film much, because there wasn't much going on. Didn't rain too much, but definitely wet roads. Also newly from the last video I produced the other week, I've changed the screen on the bike. I've taken off the BMW touring screen because I just found it too loud. Although there was no turbulence or anything around the helmet, it was just too noisy. So I thought I'd try a short screen. Fortunately, I couldn't get it in clear, so I had to get it in black. But hopefully, it's not sort of obscuring the view of the videos. That's actually in the highest position. If I put it down, should be able to see a bit more. So it doesn't really make any difference that it's now in black, because you can't really see it any road. So hopefully that makes a bit of a difference. Well, it is slightly quieter, still fairly windy or fairly loud around the helmet, but it's a kind of a different noise. It's not as annoying, so it must be winning. It's not always necessary to go large on screens. They don't always work. Again, I don't know if I mentioned it before, this tour is organised by BMW Motorradweyer, my local Beamer dealership where I bought this bike. Possibly you've seen the video last week that I went out with them on a day trip. This is now a weekend trip. I've got another day trip next weekend, so some more content to come from them, or from me, on one of their tours. Not something that I always like to do too often. Riding in bigger groups isn't always the best. As we saw from this morning, or I saw from this morning, that there was a bit of a learner in our group, and that kind of throws the group dynamics out the window, and it doesn't really it doesn't work. But if you've got a good bunch of guys and everybody likes to get a bit of a lick on in between, then all is well. Roadblock, excellent. So hopefully go straight on. No, winning.
Yeah. Here's to the good days, here's to the sorrows. If this is a mistake,
sorry about that, pal. That's my bad, I'll take that. Bugger.
Or maybe we just hit the end of the road. Right now it doesn't even matter. to let it go. And that's why I wish you the best and say goodbye. You start to get dressed and then we cry, 'cause we both know it's gonna hurt, but not as much as this does. We had a good run, don't say we didn't. I was your first love, and you were my first one. Cheers to all the memories, the venom and the remedies, yeah.
Moist.
Promise I won't forget, yeah. Maybe it's something in the water, yeah. Or maybe we just hit the end of the road, yeah. Right now it doesn't even matter, yeah. It's too late not to let it go. And that's why I wish you the best and say goodbye. You start to get dressed and then we cry, 'cause we both know it's gonna hurt, but not as much as this does. So baby, bye.
Oh, I think we're both right there.
You gotta leave me here tonight before we make this even worse. It's gonna hurt even more than this does. We gave it all we had. It's time to say bye, baby, bye. I'll be, you'll be, yeah, we'll be fine. So let's call it a night.
Nice one, Wolfgang. That was mint.
Wish you the best and say goodbye. You start to get dressed and then we cry, 'cause we both know it's gonna hurt, but not as much as this does. So baby, bye. It's for the best and you know why. You gotta leave me here right now before we make this even worse. It's gonna hurt even more than this does.
Turn me Cardo back on. I can do it. Hello, Packtalk Bold. Ooh, have a look at that, boys and girls. Oh yes, hopefully we're going left up there. Oh. Whoops, stalled it. Twice. Road, L3254, that's going in the bank. Let's hope we're going left here, because it's looking twisty. Smash the 360 camera of someone's car. Whoa. tasty, tasty, very, very tasty. They're very tasty. Bit of alright that. Yep, that'll do. So, we is nearly there. At the castle, I mean, not the hotel. 17 degrees, what is that all about? Wartburg. W-A-R-T-B-U-R-G. Wartburg. I'm not sure if I want to go up it, to be honest. You lot are going to tear me a new one if I don't, though, aren't you, for sure? It's 2:45 already now. And it's a good hour and a half farting around up there. Oh dear. That's going to be late on the beers. Showers and shits and whatnot. I must have another video somewhere of when I went up there. I'll have a look and bung it up in the corner. I think the general consensus is to piss off to the hotel for beers and saunas. And I must admit, I'm swaying that way. Oh, you f***er. Ratty wagon. Eisenach, der Wartburgstadt.
Fährst du weiter oder gehst du hoch?
Ja, das Bier schmeckt schon.
Ja, hat sich erledigt. Sonst hätte ich gesagt, fahr doch weiter und wir warten auf die anderen. Das ist doch kein Thema.
Ja, bestimmt. Du willst da hoch, ne?
Ja, ich glaube, wir teilen uns jetzt so gleich auf. Genau. Also halbe Stunde bis 3 Parken, dann kommen wir hoch.
Half an hour free parking, and then we can piss off if we want. Whoops. Oh, Jesus. Emergency cork failure. I didn't really want that, thanks. Make an appointment at the workshop. What the fuck? Upsala. Right, I'll either see you at the top of the castle or back on the bike for beers and sodas. I think it's going to be the latter. Dig the waterproofs, man. Right, general consensus, piss off the hotel. I haven't even done me shit up. Yeah, sorry folks, but that's just too late for me to get to the hotel. It's half 3 now and they've not even started the tour yet, which takes an hour and a half, and then another 60 k's to ride to the hotel. That's too late. Some people are going to do it. I am not. I'm here to ride my bike after all. Don't think there's going to be any heroics on this last 60 kilometers because we've copped a handful of people out of the slower group. So we shall see. Yeah, so that was Wartburg. Apologies that I didn't go in, but like I said, I think we're too much on the clock. I don't want to be getting back to the hotel at like 7, half 7 or something. Quick shower, evening meal, couple of beers and then bed. That's a bit too rushed for my liking. Soz. What a plonker. It's 100k an hour speed limit on it, we're doing 47. Oh, yawn. What's wrong with these people? If I remember as well, this is a sexy bit of road coming up as well. Got some stroker in front of us. That sounds cheeky, that GS. It's got an Acura can on it. Fruity. Now I came down here, was it last year, with Andy Mancam for 3 days, and it was like -5 degrees and it pissed it down for all 3 days. If you want to see our misery, which ended up being quite funny to watch, check out the link in the top corner there. We had an absolute misery of a time, although we did woe to come back and again when the weather wasn't quite so horrific as what we experienced. I'm sure we can get something like that organised. Me and Andy definitely went a little deeper into the nature reserve where it really gets cheeky. As I said, from where I live, for a 2-day trip it's too far to really get into the nature reserve. Now this here is a good bit of road. I think you do street racing up and down this stretch of road. Also came down here with Andy Man. Damn. Come on. Don't be a spoil sport. Winning. damn you. This road is awesome, guys, awesome. This is more like it. This is Thüringer Wald. This place is absolutely awesome. And look, 100k an hour speed limit. None of this 50 rubbish, none of this 70 rubbish for bikers. 100. And you probably don't even need to do 100 on most places. This, folks, is the majority of the roads that are in this nature park. This is how it looks. This is the state of the roads. Absolutely delightful. It's just something nice about riding through forests where you're completely enclosed, but the surface is awesome. Well, it's looking like about 16 k's to go. 4:30. That is a proper sensible hour. So we'll probably get there just before 5, 4:45. So if we'd have done the tour, that would have been late. Can you tell I'm trying to justify not doing it? This is looking tasty and all. Turn around, I don't mind. Oh, they're on intercom. Somebody binned it. Misses. Oopsie. but he didn't make the corner. Oopsie. Never nice to see, but he's not himself. Bike is running. Only the pride has been damaged. Just before the end of the day as well. You see it more often than not towards the end of the day. You know, long days, people are tired, lose concentration. Only takes a split second and you're in the ditch. Oh, I'm pretty much done. Long day, set off at 7 o'clock this morning. And by the time we get there it's going to be 5 o'clock, so long day. How many Ks we done? We have done 391, so knocking on 400 kilometers for the day, probably. Not half bad. Are we nearly there yet, Mum? I need a poo. Ass back. The town of Ass is back. My ass is definitely slightly in tatters, if I'm honest. It's probably one of the negatives about this bike is that because of the sculpted seat, sort of promotes a neutral seating or riding position. More difficult to move about on the seat because it's got sort of curves and edges to it. So if you shift your ass left and right, you end up getting sort of part of the seat jammed in your ass crack. And of course, because then you sat neutral all day, you tend to get a bit more arse ache. Having said that though, the seat does cup your bottom beautifully. Don't really need to know how many steps I've done today, thanks. Oh, cock. Oh, are we there? The hotel, or Wald Hotel, the Wild Hotel. Keep your dog. Oh, let's get it under the Überdachung. Überdachung. Do you want to get it wet or out? Ah, boom, day done.
Wann habt ihr Abendessen geplant? 7:30. 7:30? Okay, das ist spät, aber okay.
Whoops. This is all right. Right then, let's go get pissed.